mainly used for spreadsheet management. MS Excel is used for calculation, table, and data analysis. A file created in MS Excel is called workbook. Workbook contains one or more worksheet. Intersection of row and column is called cell. Okay, data is entered into the cell in Excel. Which symbol is used to start a formula in Excel? For starting a formula, we use the symbol equal to. Every formula in Excel begins with an equal sign. Which function is used to add numbers in Excel? That is sum function. Add selected numeric value. Which shortcut key is used to save an Excel workbook? That is Ctrl S. For Word also we can save a file by clicking Ctrl plus S. Okay, saves the workbook quickly. Which function counts numeric entries in cells? That is count function. Counts cells containing numbers. Which chart is best for showing parts of a whole? That is pie chart. Pie chart displays percentage distribution visually. Okay. In pie chart we can see every thing we are showing in a table in percentage format. Okay. Which key is used to edit the active cell directly? F2. F2 key helps to editing content of the selected cell. Which function returns to highest value in a range? That is maximum function identifies the largest number, and minimum function is for lowest value. Rows in Excel are identified by numbers. Numbers like 1, 2, 3. Rows are identified by numbers, and columns in Excel are identified by letters like A, B, C. Any cell, if you see in the Excel sheet, the first cell is called as 1A. 1 for the rows and A for the column. The cell name is 1A. Which option is used to combine multiple cells into one? That is merge cell. Merge cells combine selected cells into a single cell. Okay, when we give a heading in the table in Excel, we merge cells. Which Excel feature automatically fills data in a sequence? That is autofill. Autofill extends patterns and series automatically. Which function calculates the average of selected number? Average function helps to calculate the average. Returns in the mean value. Which shortcut key is used to create a new workbook? That is Ctrl N. Ctrl N for opens a blank workbook in MS Excel. Which feature arranges data in ascending and descending order? That is sort. Sorting organizes data alphabetically or numerically. Okay, ascending order or descending order through sorting. Which Excel function returns the smallest value? Smallest value minimum function finds the minimum number in a range. Which feature displays only selected data based on conditions? That is filter. Through filter we can select the data we want to use. Filtering hides unwanted data temporarily. Which file extension is commonly used for modern Excel files? That is .xls. XLSX. Okay. XLSX is the default format for newer Excel workbook. Okay. Next one is MS PowerPoint. MS PowerPoint is mainly used for presentation creation. Any kind of presentation we create through MS PowerPoint. Okay, slide based presentation. Single phase in PowerPoint is called slide. Okay, when we combine slides, then it is a presentation. Okay, single phase को PowerPoint रे we call as slide. Presentation are made up of multiple slides. Which shortcut key starts the slideshow from the beginning? From the beginning, that is F5. F5 starts the presentation from the first slide. That is F5. If we want to start the presentation from the current slide, like if we are working on a slide, we want to start the presentation from there, then we can click Shift plus F5. Okay. If we want to start the presentation from the beginning, then only F5. Which view displays all slides together as thumbnails? That is slide sort of view. Okay, slide sort of view helps to arrange slides easily. Which tab is used to insert pictures into a slide? Insert tab. Through insert tab we can add any kind of images, shapes, chart, media. Okay, photo, video. Which feature adds movement effect to slide object? Movement effect to any object. Object means like any kind of image, smart art, chart, if you are inserting any kind of image, save, chart, we can move them by which feature, that is animation. Animation gives the movement to the object. Animation applies effect to text and objects within slides. Like if you click or add any animation, the text comes differently. Any kind of object shown in the slide, it will come differently. Okay. Which feature controls how one slide changes to another, that is transition. Transition feature is between two slides. Okay, when you go from one slide to another slide, that is transition option. A transition creates visual effect between slides. Which shortcut key creates a new slide quickly. Which option changes the overall appearance of slide, that is theme. Theme provides coordinated color, what kind of font we want, effects. Okay, this is because of the theme. Which PowerPoint view is best for editing individual slides? For individual slide editing, that is normal view. Normal view is the default editing workspace. Okay. Which shortcut key is used to save a presentation? Control plus S. Okay. In MS Office, for saving anything, MS Office like a PowerPoint, Word, Excel, for anything we save, we use the shortcut key Control plus S to save the current presentation. Which feature allows adding speaker notes below slides? That is notes pen. Notes pen helps presenter remember the key point. Okay, in PowerPoint presentation, you can add notes pen so that you can you can easily remember the key points if you give the key points there. Which file extension is commonly used for PowerPoint presentation? That is PPTX. Is the default PowerPoint file format. Which tab contains the slideshow option? Slideshow option present. Which tab contains the slideshow option? That is slideshow tab. Okay. There are different tabs like home, insert, design, slideshow. In slideshow tab, we can slideshow tab contains the slideshow option. Presentation settings and slideshow controls are found there. Okay. Which option is used to duplicate a slide quickly? For duplicating a slide, Control plus D creates a duplicate of the selected slide or object. Okay. For a new slide, that is Control plus M. Which feature allows linking to another slide or web page? That is hyperlink. Hyperlink is the link. When you visit any website for checking the result, there is like a click here. Then you see those lines are in blue color and the letters are underlined. Okay. If you click on that link, you will be directed to another website. That is the hyperlink. Okay. Hyperlink connects slides, files, and website. Through hyperlink, you can send the visitor to another website or another slide or file or website. Which PowerPoint elements usually appear at the top of a slide? That is title. Title describes the main topic of the slide. Okay. Top of the slide is title. Which key exits a running slideshow? That is escape. ESC, which is always found in the keyboard corner. Okay. Keyboard's left corner, that is escape key. If you click ESC escape key, then you can exit the running slide. Okay. ESC closes the presentation mode. Which feature is used to apply the same formatting to multiple slides? That is slide master. Slide master controls the overall slide design. Okay. Which multimedia element can be added to PowerPoint presentation? Which multimedia element can be added to PowerPoint slides? That is audio and video. Okay. PowerPoint supports multimedia presentation like multimedia in media like audio, video. Those are multimedia presentation are supported by PowerPoint slides. Okay. You can add any kind of audio in the presentation or any kind of video, or you can link a video hyperlink to another website like YouTube. Okay. Next is operating system. An operating system acts as a link between user and computer hardware. Okay. Operating system is the helps user to interact with the computer hardware. Operating systems like Android is the operating system in phone, Android, iOS, and in computer like Windows. Okay. Which of the following is an example of an operating system that is Windows 11? Here, MS Word, PowerPoint, Google Chrome. Google Chrome is a web browser. PowerPoint, MS Word, MS Office. They are like application software. Okay, they help to solve any kind of purpose, like a PowerPoint for presentation, MS Word for document creation. Windows 11 is the operating system. Operating system software that manages computer operation. Which operating system is developed by Apple? Apple developed the operating system that is Mac OS. Mac OS is the operating system used in Apple computer. The process of starting a computer is called booting. Booting is the starting process of computer. Two types of booting are there. One is warm booting, another is cold booting. Cold booting is when the computer is turned off. First you start the computer, that is cold booting. When the computer is already on, but you restart the computer, that is warm booting. Okay. Which type of operating system allows multiple users at the same time? That is multi-user operating system. In multi-user operating system, support many users simultaneously. Which operating system is mainly used in smartphone? In smartphone, the operating system is Android. Okay, Android is a widely used mobile operating system. Or in Apple iPhone, like they have iOS. Which component of the operating system manages files and folders? File management system, it organizes and controls stored files. Okay. Which operating system command is used to copy files in Windows? That is copy. Okay. Copy command we use to duplicate files from one location to another. Which operating system is open source? Open source is Linux. Open source means code is freely available to user. You can see what kind of codes are used for creating the operating system. You can easily see that is Linux. Okay. But in Windows, those are paid. That's why we install the MS Office, because the codes are they are not open source. Okay. Which operating system interface uses icon and menus? That is GUI. Graphical user interface makes computer users easier through graphics. Okay. Because of the graphics, we can navigate anywhere in the computer. Which operating system was commonly used before Windows? Before Windows, which operating system was used? DOS. Used command line instruction for operation. Which task is not performed by an operating system? Creating hardware component. Hardware component is not created by an operating system. Okay. File management is done by operating system. Device management, memory management. But hardware manufacturing is not an operating system function. Which operating system is specifically designed for real-time application? Real-time operating system is created for real-time application. Okay. RTOS, which is real-time operating system, provides quick response for time-critical tasks. Okay. Which shortcut opens Task Manager in Windows? For opening the Task Manager, shortcut is Ctrl Shift plus ESC. Okay. Task Manager monitors running application and processes. Through Task Manager, you can see what are the current windows are open, what are the functions going on in the computer. Okay, you can easily check through the Task Manager. Which operating system function controls hardware devices? Hardware devices are controlled by Device Management Operating System. Okay. Which of the following is a command line operating system? DOS is a command line operating system, mainly uses text-based command. DIX operating system, DOS is a command line operating system. Okay, through commands the operating system operates. Which operating system supports multitasking? Multitasking is which operating system supports? That is Windows. Okay, Windows is a multitasking, allows running multiple programs together. Like you open one browser, you open many browsers at the same time. That is multitasking. You can do multitask through the Windows operating system. Which term refers to a temporary interruption in a running process? That is interrupt. Interrupt helps the CPU respond to urgent task. Okay. Temporary interruption in a running process, that is interrupt. Okay. Which operating system is commonly used on server? Linux. Linux operating system is popular for server management and stability. Which part of the operating system remains loaded in memory all the time? That is kernel. The kernel is the core part of the operating system. Okay. Next is which operating system is developed by Google for mobile devices? That is Android. Android is Google's mobile operating system. Which operating system feature allows running multiple programs simultaneously? That is multitasking. Okay. Multitasking feature allows us to run multiple programs simultaneously. Which operating system manages computer memory? Memory management. This question is repeated. Okay. Which operating system is commonly used in ATM and embedded system? That is real-time operating system. Okay. Real-time operating system provides fast and predictable responses. Real-time operating system are used in ATM and embedded system. So that we can get the response at the real time. When we ask any question or give any instruction to the like ATM, we want any instruction we give, we get the response fast and at the real time. Which file system is commonly used in Windows operating system? That is FAT32 NTFS is the standard Windows file system. Okay. Next is which operating system is mainly command driven? That is DOS. DOS operating system is mainly command driven. Which operating system system component schedule tasks for the CPU? That is processor management. It controls CPU allocation to different processors. Okay. Which option in Windows is used to remove installed software? That is control panel. Control panel program can be used to uninstall through the control panel. Okay. Like if you are installing any software, like you install Microsoft Office or any software like type for typing, you install any software, then you can uninstall the software from the control panel. If you search the control panel in the search button, then you can go to the control panel there. From there you can uninstall the program. Which operating system supports touchscreen device extensively? That is Android. Okay. Android is optimized for touchscreen interaction. Which operating system utility checks disk for error? That is ScanDisk. Identifies and repairs disk error. Which operating system function controls input and output devices? That is device management. Okay. Which operating system term refers to dividing memory into fixed section? That is partitioning. Through partitioning we can divide the memory into fixed sections. Okay. Which operating system is widely used in supercomputer? That is Linux. Linux is preferred for high performance computing. Which utility program removes unnecessary temporary file? That is disk cleanup. Frees storage space by deleting junk files. Okay. Which operating system feature protects files from unauthorized access? That is security management. Security management feature controls use of permission and protection. Which term refers to restarting a computer without switching off power? That is warm boot. Okay, warm booting, we call that warm booting. It restarts the system directly. Which operating system supports networking between computers? That is network operating system. Manages network resources and communication. Which Windows utility organizes fragmented files for better performance? Disk fragmenter. Okay, disk fragmenter improves disk access to speed. Okay. Which operating system is designed for a single dedicated task? That is embedded operating system. Works on devices like microwave, washing machine. Okay, they are for single dedicated task. Which operating system option temporarily stores deleted file? That is recycle bin. In recycle bin, the data you deleted from a computer it is stored for temporary time. If you want to completely delete the data, you can clean the recycle bin. Okay, deleted files can be often be restored from recycle bin. If you want to restore the file, you can restore it from the recycle bin. Shortcut key. Which shortcut key is used to cut? For cut, Control X removes selected content and copies it to clipboard. Okay. Through cut option, that is Control X, we remove the selected text and copy it to the clipboard. Which shortcut key? Redo. For redo, Control Y. Okay. Action on undone previously. Okay, redo means whatever we have written or done before, through Control Y we can repeat the action. Which shortcut key used to italicize? Control I. Underline, Control U. Then find dialog box, that is Control F. And replace is Control H. Okay, shortcut key. Then for new document creation, that is Control N shortcut key. Okay, for creating a new document, Control N. Close the current window, shortcut key is Alt plus F4, closes the active application window. Which shortcut key refreshes a web page or desktop? That is F5. Okay, only F5 can reload or refresh the current screen. Which shortcut key renames a selected file or folder? For renaming, that is F2. F2 activates rename mode. Print dialog box, shortcut key is Control plus P, used for printing document. Minimizing all open window, that is window plus D. Window plus D shows the desktop quickly. Okay, open window, all the open window we can minimize for window plus D. Which shortcut key opens File Explorer in window? Window plus E for File Explorer. Okay. Which shortcut key locks the computer screen? Control Window plus L. L for locking. Windows, clicking the window icon in the keyboard, Window plus L, you can lock the computer screen. Opens the run dialog box, Window plus R. Okay. Run allows quick access to command and program. Okay. Shortcut key switches between open application. Alt tab cycles through open window. You can go from one tab to another by clicking Alt plus tab. Delete selected item permanently without recycle bin, that is Shift plus delete. Okay, if you want to delete the data permanently without deleting from the recycle bin, then you can click Shift plus delete, so that it will be completely deleted. Okay, Shift delete bypasses recycle bin. Shortcut key opens task manager, that is Control Shift plus AC. Okay, shortcut opens task manager instantly. Shortcut key for zooming in, Control plus plus. Okay, Control plus plus key increases zoom level. Opens shortcut key for which shortcut key opens help in many program? F1 is for help, F2 for rename. Okay, next F1 commonly opens the help menu for support page. Okay, here some questions are repeated. Shortcut key is used to open a new. Control plus W closes the current browser tab. Okay. Control plus T opens a new browser. Control plus W closes a opens browser history in many browser. Control plus H. Okay. Displays browsing history. Which shortcut key is commonly used to bookmark a web page? Control plus H is also for find. Okay. Sorry, replace. Shortcut key used to bookmark a web page, that is Control D. Control D saves the current web page as a bookmark. Shortcut key and Control plus D also for duplicating a slide. Shortcut key opens download in many web browser. Control plus J opens a downloads list. Which shortcut key moves the cursor to the beginning of a line, that is home. If you click only home, it moves the key to the starting line. Okay, beginning of line. Shortcut key moves the cursor to the end of the document, that is Control plus End, jumps to the document's end. Okay, it is document end is Control plus End. Here it is only a beginning of line. If it says that beginning of the document, then Control plus Home. Okay, shortcut key opens the properties window of a selected file. Property window of a selected file is opened by Alt plus Enter. Shows file or folder properties. Okay. Shortcut key used to create a line break without a new paragraph in MS Word. That is Shift plus Enter. Shift plus Enter, line break without a new paragraph in MS Word. Okay. Shortcut key refreshes the current folder in window F5. Shortcut key opens the address bar in web browser, that is Control plus L. Okay, Control plus S selects the browser address bar. Shortcut key is used to insert a hyperlink. Control plus K opens the hyperlink dialog box. Shortcut key opens the emoji panel in window, that is both A and C. Means that is window plus you can select window plus semicolon or full stop. Both shortcuts open the emoji and symbol panel. Which shortcut key opens settings in window, that is window plus I opens the settings app. Shortcut key used to search within a web page, that is Control plus F, helps find specific text quickly. Okay. Which shortcut key opens the snipping tool screenshot interface in window Shift plus S. Okay. Shortcut key Which shortcut key opens the shortcut key used to open the search feature in window, that is Windows Home. Window plus Home which shortcut key is used to open the calculator in Windows through run command quickly, that is window plus R. Okay, window plus R, then CLC. Okay, run command launches calculator quickly. Okay, for calculator, that is CALC. Which shortcut key is used to open command prompt through the run dialog? that is CMD. Typing CMD in run opens command prompt. Shortcut key combination opens the security option screens window, that is Control plus Alt plus Delete. Opens security and system option. Shortcut key used to move to the next word while typing, that is Control plus right arrow. Which shortcut key moves the cursor to the previous word, Control plus left arrow. Okay. From the current word, it shifts to the left side. Which shortcut key deletes the word to the left of the cursor, that is Control plus backspace. Okay. It says for word this is Control plus backspace. If you want to delete only one letter, then it is only backspace. Okay. It removes the entire previous word instantly. Which shortcut key deletes the word to the right of the cursor, that is Control plus delete. Control plus delete. If you click only delete, then it deletes only one letter in the right side, but Control plus delete, the next word is completely deleted. Shortcut key is used to open a previously closed browser tab, that is Control Shift plus T. It restores a recently closed tab. Control plus Shift plus T. Shortcut key for opening private incognito browsing mode in many browsers, that is Control Shift plus N. Okay. Opens a private browsing windows, Control Shift plus N. Shortcut key used to open the task view in window, that is window plus tab. Task view shows all open application and desktop. Shortcut key creates a screenshot directly saved as a file in Windows. Window plus print screen. This is the shortcut key which is used for creating a screenshot directly saved as a file in window. Okay. Screenshot is saved automatically in picture. Shortcut key is used to switch between browser tabs. Control plus tab moves to the next browser. Shortcut key is used to zoom out the application. Control plus minus sign. Okay, Control plus minus key reduces zoom level. For increasing zoom level, Control plus plus sign. Okay. Which shortcut key opens the desktop directly without minimizing permanently? Window plus comma. It temporarily peaks at the desktop. Shortcut key is used to select the address bar in File Explorer, that is on Alt plus D. Alt plus D highlights the address bar path. Shortcut key opens File Explorer search. That is Control plus E. Control plus E activates the search box. Okay. Which shortcut key opens the system properties window in window quickly, that is window plus pause or break. Okay. You can click window plus pause or window plus break. Displays system information instantly. Which shortcut key cycles through open tabs in reverse order? Control Shift plus tab. Okay. It moves backward through the tab. Only Shift plus tab forward. Which shortcut key is used to maximize the active window? Okay. Control plus tab is it moves to the right side of the tab. But for the left side reverse order, Control Shift plus tab. Okay. That is which shortcut key is used to maximize the active window, that is window plus up arrow. It enlarges the active window to full screen. Shortcut key minimize the active window, that is window plus down arrow. It minimize or restore the current window. Okay. Windows is an example of operating system. Okay, Windows manages computer hardware and software resources. So Windows is an operating system. Which company developed the Windows operating system? That is Microsoft. Microsoft developed and maintains Windows. Windows we use for the computers. Which button is used to open the start menu in Windows? Start button. Start button provides the access to programs and settings. Okay. Next is which window feature contains shortcuts to running application. Taskbar shows open and pinned application. Through taskbar you can check which windows are open, which browsers are open, which area of Windows displays icon files and folders after startup. That is desktop. In desktop, desktop is the main working screen. There you can see various kind of icon files and folders. Okay. Which window utility is used to manage files and folder? That is File Explorer. In File Explorer helps to organize file and directories. Which folder temporarily stores deleted files in window? That is Recycle Bin. Recycle Bin deletes files temporarily stored deleted file. Like if you delete a file, it is stored in the recycle bin. If you want to completely delete the file, then we can delete it from the recycle bin. Deleted files can be often be restored. We don't want. Which Windows accessory is used for basic drawing? For basic drawing, we use the Paint. Paint is used for simple drawing. Users can be switched. Unnecessary and temporary file can be removed through disk cleanup. Okay, disk cleanup frees storage space. Which window utility checks connected hardware devices? That is Device Manager. Through Device Manager, we can see what are the hardware are connected. Okay, installed hardware and drivers, and what are the drivers also. Which window feature helps search files and applications quickly? Search box. Search box feature locates file, app, and settings. Which window application is used for simple calculation? That is calculator. Calculator performs arithmetic and scientific calculation. Which window utility is used to capture screenshot? That is snipping tool. Through snipping tool, we can capture selected screen text. Okay, that is through the snipping tool. Which window feature allows user to customize desktop appearance? That is personalization. Through personalization, we can change the wallpaper, theme, and color. Which window component displays the correct time and notification? That is taskbar notification area. It shows system icon, time, and alert. Okay. Next is which window utility helps protect the computer from viruses? That is Windows Security. Windows Security provides antivirus and firewall protection. Which window option is used to shut down the computer safely? That is shutdown option. Shutdown properly closes all program and powers of the system. Okay, through shutdown. Which window feature allows multi-user to have separate account? That is user account. User account provides personalized settings and security. Okay. User account provides personalized setting and security. Multiple user to have separate account. Okay, that is user account. Okay, we have completed the computer basics questions. You can watch the previous videos in the live section of the channel.